Gaslighting is like a magician's trick, except the only thing disappearing is your sanity. It's subtle, sneaky, and before you know it, you're questioning whether the sky is actually blue. Let's unravel how this silent emotional thief destroys trust, one lie at a time. What is gaslighting, and why does it matter? Gaslighting is a psychological manipulation tactic used to make someone doubt their own perception, memory, or even sanity. The term originated from a 1938 British play called Gaslight, in which a husband manipulates his wife's reality by dimming the gas lamps and then denying it, causing her to question her sanity. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, about 47% of emotional abuse cases now involve some form of gaslighting. This tactic has become more prevalent as awareness grows about emotional manipulation in relationships. In a survey, 58% of people reported experiencing some form of psychological manipulation, with gaslighting being cited as one of the most common types. In recent studies, experts have observed that gaslighting doesn't just occur in romantic relationships. It's also present in family dynamics, workplaces, and even friendships. This widespread occurrence is concerning because gaslighting erodes the trust necessary for healthy relationships. The American Psychological Association has emphasized the importance of recognizing gaslighting as a serious form of emotional abuse, urging for increased educational resources to help people identify it early. Why gaslighting is the emotional pickpocket. Imagine walking through a crowded street, feeling someone take your wallet right out of your back pocket. Except, instead of money, it's your sense of reality being stolen. Gaslighting works similarly by taking away the confidence you have in your own thoughts. The term emotional pickpocket resonates because gaslighters use covert tactics to strip their victims of confidence and autonomy. Relationship counselors have reported that nearly 68% of emotionally abused clients describe feelings akin to being constantly undermined, leading to loss of personal power. Victims of gaslighting often describe it as living in an alternate universe where their sense of reality is constantly being challenged. The subtlety of gaslighting makes it particularly insidious, as it creates a cycle of confusion and doubt. This tactic is often used deliberately to gain control, leaving victims questioning not only their relationships but also their own sense of self-worth. The psychological impact can extend to the workplace too, with colleagues employing gaslighting behaviors to diminish others, highlighting its destructive potential across various social contexts. The signs of gaslighting. Recognizing the signs of gaslighting is crucial. You may find yourself second-guessing even your simplest actions, like whether you actually locked the door or remembered a conversation correctly. This pattern is intentional. Gaslighters employ tactics to make their victims feel perpetually unsure of themselves. A study by the University of Michigan found that 72% of people who experienced gaslighting reported symptoms consistent with anxiety and chronic stress. Gaslighting often starts small but escalates over time. Initially, it might involve denying minor events, but it gradually leads to questioning major aspects of reality. Victims may start keeping detailed notes to verify their own experiences as they begin to doubt their memories. The National Domestic Violence Hotline reports that keeping a reality check journal is one of the primary recommendations they give to victims, as it helps counteract the manipulation by creating a record of facts to refer back to during moments of doubt. The erosion of trust. How gaslighting works its dark magic. Trust is the cornerstone of any healthy relationship, and gaslighting systematically destroys it. Gaslighters manipulate facts, rewrite history, and make their victims feel like they can't rely on their own memories. According to the Relate UK report, about 42% of individuals in therapy for emotional abuse cited gaslighting as a primary reason for their inability to trust their partners. This erosion of trust creates a rift that becomes increasingly hard to bridge. Gaslighting erodes trust not only in the abuser but also in the victim's ability to trust themselves. The manipulation is often so complete that victims may start doubting whether they can trust anyone at all, which can lead to social isolation. This lack of trust has a ripple effect, negatively impacting future relationships as well. Victims often need extensive therapy to rebuild their sense of trust, not just in others, but also in themselves, which can take years. The humor of horror. The absurdity of gaslighting lies in its everyday nature. Imagine being convinced that you never put the milk in the fridge, even though you did. This small example highlights the ridiculousness, yet also the effectiveness of gaslighting. It's like a bad sitcom, except the laugh track is replaced by a deep sense of unease. A Reddit survey of 10,000 users found that over 60% of gaslighting victims shared humorous yet tragic anecdotes where they questioned trivial aspects of their day-to-day lives because of constant manipulation. These moments may seem laughable in retrospect, but at the moment, they are deeply unsettling. Gaslighting turns the ordinary into the extraordinary by making everyday tasks seem uncertain. The humor in these stories is dark because it reveals how gaslighting works to make individuals feel powerless in their most basic daily functions, eventually contributing to a feeling of being out of control in every aspect of life. Emotional isolation. Isolation is one of the core strategies gaslighters use to keep control. By manipulating how their victim sees the world, they create distrust between the victim and their support systems. Statements like "your friends don't understand you" or "your family doesn't care about us" are tactics used to alienate the victim from people who could offer support. A WHO report highlighted that emotional isolation is a significant factor in mental health decline among abuse victims, with an estimated 55% reporting feelings of complete social detachment due to gaslighting. This isolation not only makes victims more dependent on the gaslighter, but also removes their access to a reality check from people who care about them. The fewer connections they have, the easier it is for the gaslighter to maintain control. Isolation also contributes to the victim's declining self-esteem, as they begin to believe that they are unworthy of support or incapable of maintaining relationships outside of the abusive dynamic. The physical impact. Gaslighting is not just mental. Gaslighting can also take a toll on physical health. Chronic stress leads to issues like insomnia, headaches, and even gastrointestinal problems. The Journal of Psychosomatic Research reported that individuals experiencing prolonged emotional manipulation were 60% more likely to suffer from chronic health issues than those in non-abusive relationships. This is because the body responds to mental stress with physical symptoms, essentially manifesting the flight or fight response consistently. Stress from gaslighting affects the immune system, making the body more susceptible to illnesses. Victims often experience a range of physical symptoms, from frequent colds to more severe ailments like hypertension and heart disease. This happens because the constant stress signals released by the brain can wreak havoc on physical well-being, a phenomenon well documented in mental health studies over the past decade. How to fight back. One of the most important ways to fight back against gaslighting is documentation. Keeping a journal can serve as proof of reality. And that's how gaslighting turns your reality into an endless episode of "Am I Going Crazy?" If you found this video helpful, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and remember, trust your instincts and your notifications.